All right, so maybe some of y'all saw the title of this YouTube video, what it's about, and y'all maybe were like, wow, that's kind of random. Or maybe like this movie came out so long, like how many weeks ago? Like, why is Adrian just not talking about it? But I literally just watched it. Just watched it online, right? Because y'all gonna have to do a lot to get me in the theaters, no shade. So whatever. Watched it online, and immediately I was like, oh, I definitely have to talk about this with my girls. Hopefully, I can do this kind of thing with more movies in general. Just like, even if it doesn't fit the realm of like sci-fi, fantasy, whatever, like just get on here and talk about this because this is ridiculous. This was ridiculous. Y'all should have left. Of course, there will be spoilers for this movie ahead. Just cause I'm gonna be talking about everything. Just a warning. I'm hoping you would know that by now, cause y'all know how my mouth goes. So y'all know how my mouth is right now. Of course, check out my Patreon. There is an exclusive video up there entitled "How Hollywood is Fighting Against Toxic Fandoms." Along with many other exclusive videos, it's the same kind of exclusive content you'll get if you join channel memberships. So yeah, you could pick one, get your life. Now, let's talk about this movie. And I'm going to be going all over the place. Y'all know how I am. Y'all know how it is over here by now. And if you don't, get to it, get with it, subscribe, comment, get with it. We're here. We have fun over here. We have fun over here. All right. So like I said, I was watching this movie and this family's just flailing. And there were so many times in this horror movie or whatever where y'all, psychological thriller, whatever, where y'all could have left the premises. Y'all went to this man's farm. He ain't even old McDonald. And y'all done walked into his farm, don't even know him from like a resort or something, a couple hours y'all spent with it. Y'all barely knew him. The wife, Louise, or whatever her name was talking about, hey, we probably shouldn't go to this guy's farm. We barely know them. And I was like, yeah, well, y'all probably shouldn't go. Well, as a matter of fact, all of this started even earlier because I think Patty, what's his name? The James McAvoy. He was riding around with this moped or something, and then they looked in Louise and Ben's face and was just like, yeah, girl, what? I'm gonna take your daughter for a ride. And didn't even know this man. And Louise and Ben just sat there and let this man drive her. And the mom, you could clearly see, was very uncomfortable. Like, wow, this man could really drive off with my kid and I never see her again. But y'all stood there like some stick figures. Y'all stood there like some stick figures, and that was the first moment, which was crazy to me because when I first saw that, I was like, what? Why would y'all even let this man do this? And that was the first moment where I was like, that's a red flag. And I was like, and y'all found yourself in his farm? I was like, I wouldn't even let my daughter go on this man's moped. What are you talking about? And y'all find yourself in a basement of somebody's farm. Get out of here. Let me tell you something about Ben, y'all. Ben was so annoying. Ben was so annoying to me. It would have been immediate divorce. What are you talking about? It would have been immediate divorce. Ben was so annoying, bro. Like, Patty was in the bed with your daughter. He was in the bed with your daughter, your young daughter. And then, oh my goodness. And then when Patty's wife was out here crying, when Louise found that out and then confronted them, Patty's wife was like, oh my gosh, I had a daughter and she died and I miscarriage and I just didn't really know. And she started crying like, oh my gosh, and I just wanted a daughter of my own and a family. Girl, I don't care. I promise you that I don't care. I don't care. Are you like, was the waterworks supposed to work on me or something? But it did. But it did work on them, not me. It worked on them. It worked on that family because even after that, they stayed. James McAvoy in his underwear in the bed with your daughter, and you stayed. You still cooking it. Not only did she stay, but Louise was cooking in the kitchen while Ben was kikiing and yelling at the top of the mountaintops with Patty, with the man who was literally in the bed with your daughter. Like, this is ridiculous. Oh, I love the movie, but it was, I was like, this is so ridiculous. And then also when Patty was kissing all up on Ben's wife, like Louise, like, I cannot believe that Ben just sat there and was just like, oh, clearly your wife was uncomfortable. It's not like she was over here enjoying this. Oh my goodness, I can't believe James McAvoy kissing me. Like, she was clearly uncomfortable. Her face was like, you ain't gonna say nothing, Ben? Like, you ain't gonna say nothing, Ben? Oh my gosh, Ben needed to be taken up, lifted up, levitated to the nearest dumpster, and dropped down into the trash can, not even with a trash bag or anything. Just do it, just loose into the landfill, girl. Ben was a disgrace. Oh, he was a disgrace. Not even a like, yo, bro, like you can't see she's uncomfortable. Nothing like that. He just stood silent. Even Luis was like, you would rather say something to me. You stand up to me before you stand up to Patty. What's wrong with you? At this point, I have so much beef with Ben, right? That I think that he needed to do way more than get that ankle ate up. Like I was fully expecting for him to be the first one to die. Especially with the way that they set up his character and how lame he was. Oh my goodness, so lame. And I want to say something else, but YouTube, she gonna get mad. He was lame. Okay, so at the end of the movie where he, had to get on that ladder, like he thought he was somebody Bob the Builder, and he cracked that ankle up. I was like, girl, something way worse should have happened to you, bro, because you ain't good for nothing. At the very least, he got that ladder up. At the very least, I can see why Luis was sending nudes and sexting and all types of. Of course she gonna send. Of course, you lame, bro. Like Ben, you lame, bro. You lame. You lame. Now, let me tell you something about Agnes, the daughter. Let me tell you something about Agnes. Miss Agnes, you would have had a panic attack that day. You would have had a panic attack that day because we are not going back for that bunny. If it ain't bugs in front of that bunny, we ain't going back for it, because only Bugs Bunny have enough coin to get us out this situation. Maybe Bugs Bunny is rich enough, she done got Looney Tunes coin, like maybe she can help us out. But if it ain't Miss the actual Bugs Bunny, honey, we are not going back. Are you serious? And then they turned that car around like, girl, you got to be kidding me, bro. Like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me, bro. I mean, Patty then had the kids dancing and stuff. Felt like I was watching an episode of Dance Moms, bro. I'm so serious. Like, had it throwing stuff at Aunt. Aunt didn't deserve none of that stuff. Now, let me tell you something. When Agnes could not tell that the boy was being abused, I thought that was so... I don't know. I'm not going to say funny, but like just as a kid who grew up in a religious Jamaican homophobic household, I was like, wow, Agnes, you really can't look at this kid. You really can't look at Aunt and tell when a kid is getting their behind beat. You cannot look, you can't look, because if it was me, I would have, being raised in certain environments, like I'd already been known like, oh, Aunt is being beat up by his guardians, or at least his parents, what Agnes thinks are his parents at this point, right? But it was just so interesting to me, like growing up, like getting beat by parents, you see what I'm saying? Growing up that way, and then like immediately clocking that Aunt is like getting pummeled. But Agnes, having never gone through any kind of like getting beat up or anything like that by her parents, has no idea what Aunt is talking about. Like, what do you mean? Where did those scars come from? What are you talking about? What happened to you, girl? Can't you tell? Patty is padding. Patty is padding. Do you hear what I'm saying? Patty is padding. Like paddling. Aunt. Poor Aunt couldn't even speak, so he had to literally go down, steal the keys, go down to show Agnes the pictures of him literally having a tongue before, and then, all the other families that Patty victimized, so that she could be like, oh, well, you had a tongue before and now you don't. I was just like, I'll put it together, Agnes. I know she's a kid. It's okay. It's fun. I'm just fun and games. The real person I got beef with will always be Ben. Like, oh my God, until the end of time. Now, real quick, as for the ending, I cannot believe that the family, like, did not kill Patty here. Like, I can't believe they just stepped and they're just like, okay, we're just going to go. Maybe they thought that they were just going to get the cops to come and do what they had to do. But I'm just like, yo, this man literally said he would take your daughter and do all kind of things. And you can fill in the blank. He's going to basically turn her into another Kiara or whatever her name was, that the girl that he was with. Oh, that made me so mad. Because I'm like, girl, you have a whole entire gun in your hands, and instead of helping us and shooting this man, but I mean, that's Stockholm Syndrome, that's all that stuff, whatever. But yeah, that's what he said he would do. Like, and he's already done So much stuff. Like, y'all just walk by and say, okay, we gotta go. Nah, Ant did what needed to be done. Ant did exactly what he needed to be done. When he was smashing that face in with that rock and screaming, I was screaming at the screen too. I was like, yes, get your revenge. Ant, are you serious? Get your stuff. Although it's a little too quick for me. I would have had to take a finger at a time, you know what I mean? Because you cut my tongue out, bro. Like, you cut my tongue out. You cut my tongue out. You're not going gentle into that good night. You're not going gentle into that good night. What did Dylan Thomas say? He said, rage. You're going to rage against the dying of the light. That's what you're going to do. I'm going to take a finger at a time, a hand at a time, a foot at a time. You cut my tongue out. I'm never going to speak again. I'm going to slice and dice. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's going to look like a crossword puzzle when I'm done with you. That's what your skin going to look like when I'm done with you. It would be a fingernail at a time. But I mean, I understand Ant really did what he had to do. Oh my god, because the family wasn't. The only person, like I said, that was actually doing something was Agnes and Louisa, of course. But like, Agnes was really doing it. She's stabbing him with this ketamine and stuff. Like, she was doing it. The parents, oh my goodness, La La Land, in La La Land, and it's like the kids are the ones supposed to be in La La Land. Ben's over here acting dizzy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It was fun because the whole time you're watching the movie, you're waiting for that shoe to drop. And so the anticipation of it all, the suspense of it all really keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time, because you're just like, when is it gonna drop? When is the shoe gonna drop? Because every single red flag that they ignore from the moped, you're just waiting. And so that was like a lot of the fun of watching it. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to be stuck in any kind of like dire, apocalyptic, life-threatening situation, any kind of situation where you have to use your senses at all. I wouldn't even want to do a group project with this family. I can tell you that, girl. I can tell you that right now. They would leave you high and dry. Ain't no way I'm turning back to go back to the mass murderer's house for a bunny. Ain't no way I'm going to the mass murderer's house in the first place after he made us very uncomfortable in the very beginning of the movie, and we just going just to be polite. Absolutely not. You could have gone home so many times. Ain't no way. I love the movie though. It was fun. I loved it. But I was just like, wow, this family really made me mad. Let me know if you watched the movie. I know it came out some time ago, but I think it just came out on streaming. Yeah, it came out like a week ago, October 1st on streaming. So I was just like, let me check it out. And I ended up making a whole entire video on it. Love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll check y'all out later. Peace. Make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the wait list there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, the sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff. So just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zeraxia, The Vengeance of Cold Wind, right? And go to Zeraxia.com, sign up, join the wait list, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.